Well, hello, folks. I'm here today with Lorah Chetcuti, who is the founder of Shape Personal Training. Welcome, Lorah.
Thank you, DK. It's great to be here.
And Lorah, just tell us very quickly a quick summary of what is Shape Personal Training.
So Shape Personal Training is a fitness facility where we primarily focus on personal training, but we do have many other services in-house, including Reformer Pilates studio, group classes. People can use the gym for gym access. And personal training. So one-on-one personal training where we personalize programs to meet people's needs.
Okay, and you're in Sydney, and in a particular area that you find that most of your clients come from?
Yeah, we do tend to find that most people that come to our gym are within a 5 or 10 kilometre radius. We're based in North Strathfield in the Bakehouse, right near the Bakehouse Quarter on George Street. We have multi-level parking above us and very convenient, very close to the train station and easy to access.
Okay, fantastic. And we'll get to your story a bit later. It's an amazing story, really, of success with health and fitness. But you, I guess with that experience and with your expertise, you've noticed that there's three big mistakes that people generally make when they're considering their health and fitness. And the first one you've said, they often wait until they have a health scare. Could you just elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. People don't always think about their own health in front of other people's health and their children, their family, or they get too busy. It's often a health scare that triggers people to come along and see us. They may have experienced something that's scared them into beginning to work on their health and fitness, rather than being a bit more proactive and progressive in choosing better health and to be the best version of themselves.
Yes, so that brings us to, I guess, big mistake number two, which is not necessarily a health scare, but people start to notice that their health's declining, or perhaps they notice symptoms of aging. And I must say that this one relates to me. And so could you just elaborate on that a little bit as well?
Yeah, so as we get older, we are progressively losing muscle mass if we don't do anything at all. So what's happening is with the effects of aging are upon us quite early. If we start to do strength training, we improve our bone density, we improve our health, we improve so many facets of life, our mental health, our socializing. It can help us with all different types of conditions, and particularly those that come along with a decline in health or aging. People tend to wait, and really, if they get in there early, they can have a strong foundation and build on that.
Okay, and it brings us to number three, which is that people really don't prioritize their health over their work and their daily responsibilities. Could you expand a little bit on that as well?
Yeah, that's right. People tend to put themselves lower down in the priority line. I think about the analogy on an aircraft where you are to put your oxygen mask on yourself first before you put it on your child or those around you. If you're not in your best shape and in your best health, you're not able to help others as easily as you would be if you were in a peak fitness condition.
Yes, and it sort of brings to mind that I can vouch for this personally, is that I started to notice that people around me were getting diagnoses, and people my own age and sometimes younger. And I can vouch for these mistakes because I did leave it a little bit late, really, going into my 60th year next year. But I was surprised that when I started to, improve my diet and to work out as well that, these benefits that you're talking about were quite profound, and they didn't really necessarily have to take that long. So is there normally kind of like a period of time that you think where people start to see results? Of course, it depends on their situation and their age and their health coming in and things of that nature.
Yeah, look, a person getting started now is going to see results sooner than someone that waits for a diagnosis of some form. A lot of those diagnoses are related to metabolic conditions and in fact are preventable. So really it's a matter of just staying ahead of the curve. I don't actually think there's a set period of time where you can go and do a program for 3 months, get into your peak shape, and then all's good. You don't have to do anything anymore. Training should be a part of our lives, and it should be a regular part of our lives. I'm not suggesting that you need to do personal training every day, but with a personal trainer, you are encouraged to keep coming back. It's not a gym membership that you sign up for and you don't show up. It's something that you learn to enjoy to the point that you want to do it regularly or every day or routinely in any case.
Well, I guess that brings up an important point that if it's not enjoyable, then people aren't going to go back. So I guess that's an important part of the training that you provide.
Yeah, that's true. But we also need to recognise that we can't always just sit in our comfort zone. That might be the lounge chair. We can't expect that, we're going to train and we're never going to feel sore. You will get muscle soreness. You will feel tired sometimes, but despite that, you really need to get in there and get moving. And that often can heal some of those feelings of being tired. Get your metabolism going, get you moving, get you energized. You're around like-minded people, and it just makes you feel good.
So I guess in that way, you mentioned you can learn to enjoy it. So perhaps sometimes people go, well, that hurts, so I'm not going to do that. But you can actually learn to kind of enjoy that soreness a little bit because you're making progress. Would that be right?
Yeah, that's right. You see it in a different way. It's and that's exactly how you see it. You don't think of it as a negative. Oh, I'm sore from my training today. You think of it as a positive. Oh, I've really challenged myself today, and I give myself a pat on the back for that. I think I've done really great, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
So if I were to come to you and say, well, as I said, I'm putting my hand up, I'm looking down the barrel of 60 and I'm starting to feel older and not sleeping so well, is there some sort of a analysis that you put me through or some sort of a program to decide what type of program I need? Is it weights? Is it cardio? Is it, some other thing? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, so we have all types of individuals and everyone has their own personal goals and what they're trying to achieve, what they're trying to overcome. So we do start with EVOLT, which is a biocomposition analysis, where we can understand using a bioimpedance device what your body composition is and what we can recommend for you to achieve your personal goals, whether that be in some cases weight gain, in some cases weight loss. Sometimes it might just be maintaining your weight, but it's more of a health goal and a fitness goal, a building strength. We can tailor a program and design a program that suits your goal and your body and where you're currently at.
All right, terrific. Well, as I mentioned, you've got a rather impressive success story. Would you like to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, I can, DK. So I when I turned 40, I was considerably overweight. I engaged the help of a personal trainer, and through that process, I managed to lose 50 kilos of weight. So it took 17 months to do so. And once I reached my goal, I realized I enjoyed it so much, and how could I make this as more of a part of my life. So I went from there. I obtained my qualifications as a personal trainer. I gained some experience with clients, training clients who also got results. And then I went on to start my own fitness business. And that's where I'm able to pay it forward. So now I don't spend so much of my time on the floor training people, but I support our trainers and I support our clients. I actually go in every morning and I train alongside the clients in the group classes because I've always enjoyed that. And so I continue to enjoy that. And that's just a part of my daily routine now.
Well, that's an amazing story. It's an enormous amount of weight, and 50 kilos in less than a year and a half. It's pretty fast. It's pretty amazing progress, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was up and down. It was slow at times. Yeah, and it wasn't. It wasn't a graph that went from one end to the other. There were lots of ups and downs along the way, but it was consistency and sticking with it that got me to the end goal. I think in terms of having a personal trainer, we have an appointment time, so we are. I feel personally obliged to meet my appointments as you would any other health appointment that you go to. You turn up to your doctor or you turn up to your physio, or I was turning up for my appointments and showing up no matter if I felt sore or if I, even in times when I may have had an injury from something, I would turn up and I'd still train other muscle groups, or I'd still keep moving.
So it's important to have that accountability and support from someone who has done that before themselves, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also, having a personal trainer in your corner, it just, reminds you sometimes when the chips are down, when not everything's looking bright and wonderful, it just reminds you that just keep going, and you get to that next stage of feeling great and achieving results. It also helps with your personal trainer will help with your technique, making sure that you're doing exercise correctly. So if you are fatigued and tired and your form starts to slacken, they'll just remind you to roll the shoulders down, or keep the correct posture and to complete the exercise with a correct form and technique to avoid injury.
Terrific. Well, that's your own personal story. Is there any other stories that come to mind of any other clients who've had some success?
Look, since starting Shape in 2019, we have had another client that has also achieved 50 kilos weight loss, an accountant that's with us. He's changed his eating, he's changed his physical activity. He comes and trains twice a week and has done so for the last 5 years. And that's his routine now. That's his stress relief. We have other clients as well. I have one of my clients who recently turned 60 as well. She's an average person, as you and I are, not an athlete necessarily, but she's there doing box jumps in classes and things like that. Her agility is far less than her age, and she, if she were to have a trip or a fall or anything like that, I'm sure she would just bounce back up or recover quickly. Or in the event of injuring a bone or anything, you heal a lot quicker. If you are to damage the bone at all, if you've been strength training and working on your bone density along the way.
Excellent. And, there's obviously a lot of facilities out there. There's a lot of personal trainers. I'd love to know, and I'm starting to get an idea of the uniqueness that you have and your business has. What would you say is unique about what you guys do?
it's not all just about what we do. It's about the people that come to us. It's a community. It's anyone that comes in our door does not feel intimidated. You know, they may never have been in a gym before because they have a fear or an uncertain feeling or an anxiousness around gym equipment and around gym people. But when they come into our gym, they feel comfortable, they feel welcome, and we just make it easy for them.
Well, that's terrific. And I'm sure that people who are watching this, who are in your area, will be interested to get in touch with you, and we'll tell them how to do that in a moment, Lorah. But before we do that, is there anything else that you'd like to share about your business and what you're offering people?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to think about your fitness, think about your health, make yourself a priority, and come on down, whether that be to join in a group class, to try out our personal training. Everyone is welcome. We have Reformer Pilates as well, which is very popular. And we don't have long lock-in contracts. We do have a minimum 12-week commitment. That's so that we can give you the best that we can and a good opportunity to see the results, and you have a good opportunity to really get a feel for how everything works. But in saying that, we have clients that have been with us since day one. We've been open over 5 years now, and it's not something that people will give up easily. They really enjoy their working on their health and fitness with us, and we really love having them and seeing them in our space.
Well, I can certainly agree with that, because I've joined a gym quite recently in the last few months, and I find it quite intimidating. You know, there's lots of people there, and lots of people who are extremely fit, and lots of muscle builders and stuff, and so and then working out at home, I find that I often skip it because I don't have that commitment, and I haven't made the appointment, and I don't have that accountability. So I think I certainly believe that it would make an enormous amount of difference to have a community where you feel accepted, and the people are normal people like we are, as you said, and but they also have an enormous amount of experience. And I think like you and like your staff, I'm sure they've done that journey, and they continue to do it, and they've had the results, and they're not stopping because they know just how important it is.
And when you say not stopping, we have clients in their 80s that come and do a couple of personal training sessions a week with us, and it's tailored to their ability and their fitness, but they fighting fit, looking well, feeling great, and show up. That's the main thing. You use it or lose it. You just got to keep moving, keep going.
Absolutely. And as you said, it's not just the physical body, it's your mental and emotional health. And with the pace of life these days, and certainly life in any city, and Sydney is no exception, it's not getting any less stressful or any less busy. So it's very important for mental and emotional health, as you said, isn't that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we opened at the end of 2019, and so through the pandemic, we experienced the closure and everything, and we found it quite difficult at that time. But we didn't stop. We kept going. We trained people outdoors. We knew how much more important it was.
Yeah. Well, folks, if you're feeling the way I'm feeling, you know that Lorah's an expert. She walks her talk. She's had incredible results, and so she knows what works. She's got incredible staff, and a facility that's like a community that offers you that accountability, and exactly what you need. So no cost, no obligation to get in touch, and there's a link in the text around this interview. So I highly encourage you to get in touch and find out how you can avail yourself of this very, very important thing that we all need, health and fitness, and from an absolute expert. So it's been lovely chatting with you today, Lorah. Anything you'd like to share before we sign off?
I'd love for people in and around the area to come on down, take a tour of the gym, come and see for yourselves. We've got so many great reviews, and yeah, we'd just love to share our facility with everyone that wants to improve their health and fitness.
Well, terrific. I'm sure everyone watching will want to do that. So it's been lovely chatting with you today, Lorah, and all the best.
Thank you so much, DK.
My pleasure.